Okay. Hi, everybody. It's me, Grammy, and I am here with Zeddaph. I did say that right?
Yes, kind of.
Good.
Zeddaph.
We call him Zed. We were talking the other day, and he's never built a wood sorter. And I was planning on doing a wood sorter video today. So we're here, and we're going to do a wood sorter video together. So we're here at Link's Lodge. I'm going to show you the main pieces that you need in order to build one. You need certain logic, okay? First off, you absolutely have to have, this one is your wood detector. What you do, I'll show you, but you'll be inserting a wood sample into it, and then that's what tells the wood to go off of your conveyor belt. So how many of these do you think you need?
Maybe 3, I'd
3.
say.
Okay, let's bring them over here, because now that we can do this, we can grab multiples at the same time. So there.
Yes.
You've got 4. We'll have an extra one. That's good.
We need a laser for
Nope.
the wood.
Nope.
No?
We don't need a laser. No. When it is sorting it, it'll say, okay, well, I see this wood here, birch. Now this trap or the gate has to stay open for a certain amount of time. So you don't want it to just open and close. So then what you need to do is get the signal sustain. They're both right here. There's the signal delay, which is the front one in the front. That will delay the signal to start, and there's the signal sustain. You definitely want to get the signal sustain, which is 4 of these, 1 for each wood sorter. And I have a diagram that I even showed you that's over on my base that will help explain all of this again. This delay, what it does is rather than starting the signal immediately, it will delay it to start. Sometimes you need to delay depending on where you're having the wood sorter. So let's just get one of these just in case you need it. Normally what we do is we would plan the wood sorting ahead of time, but this time we did not. And it probably would have been better that way. The other thing, of course, what you need are wires. Do you have any wires on your base?
Yes, I have a closet of them, like...
Oh, you have huge amounts. Okay, well, you would need these wires. If you didn't have a closet like Zed, you need these wires. That's all you need to get over here at Link's Logic. Just to make sure we have the wood detectors, we have the signal sustain, and a delay if you need it. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about are the differences between the signal delay and the signal sustain. The signal delay will cause the signal to wait. And I put them over here to show you how they look different. Over here you have the signal delay, and it has the little segments on it. Those different segments. However, the signal sustain is smooth. So it does not stop and start. It's smooth. Signal delay has the segments. Signal sustain is smooth. And that's one thing when you're looking at it and they're not in a box, you can tell the difference between them and what they do. Then you know that we also need conveyors. There is the straight conveyor, which you can always tell even when it's in the box, because it's the part that has that little orange knob on it in the picture. The tilted one does not have orange knob. So in the pictures, you can tell the difference even between them. The other 2 conveyors on either side are the straight conveyor left and right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, we're waiting for a little bit more light from daytime, because it'll make it a little easier over here to build with.
Good.
Do you have any questions so far?
Will it take like a big plot on my base?
It depends on how much wood you want to sort and where you're putting it.
I'd say 4.
So we can do small ones and I can do large ones. I'm going to show you at the end of this video. I'm going to load my first base, which is a size 12, but I'm only going to show you part of it. I'm on the video. I'm only going to show the wood sorting part of it, and it's kind of large. And then the rest of it's going to be revealed when I actually hit 1,000 subscribers. I'll show my complete base, my first base. But I'll show you the wood sorting part. I'll show it out today, the wood sorting, and then for you, you get to see the whole thing.
I feel so special.
I don't know. Some people seem to like it. Okay, come on, son. There. Okay, so if you want to come over here to my base, I have it set up here to be able to to show people how to build this. You can build it right off from your wood cutter, the sawmill, or you can build it separate from the sawmill where you're going to add the wood in yourself later. I've done it both ways, just depending on how I'm using it. If I'm trying to sort wood to build something and I only need a couple of types of woods, then I might do it a standalone one where it's not connected to the sawmill. Or if I don't have a lot of the wood and I want it to go directly from the sawmill to the wood sorting, then I would connect it like this. This one right here would be connected to the sawmill. Okay? And I personally like to have the knobs that you make the track go one way or the other. I like to have them on the same side so I don't have to keep going back and forth. Now this is what I was talking about, the piece, whoops, I jumped out of the way. This piece right here, it's called a straight conveyor switch left, okay? And this one is also, now there is a reason why I put this backwards right here. When you have your wood coming along here, because you have to figure out what your track is doing first, the conveyor system, right? You build the conveyor system first, decide where you're going to put your wood, where you want the wood to go, and then build your conveyor system. This one right here, if we have wood coming along and this opens up, you can tell that this one here, where I'm standing, right here, it hooks. This yellow gate type thing hooks right here where I'm standing. Do you see that round part there where I'm standing?
Yeah.
The little round knob? Okay. That's going to make it that the wood, when it's heading this direction, when that gate goes open, it's going to let the wood come this direction. Okay? Now this one, if you notice, where's the round part? On this next one that I'm standing at. Do you see the round part?
Yes, over here.
Correct. Now, if we have it that way and it opens, that is not going to let the wood do anything, right? Because see how it goes the wrong way? Like you're coming along as a piece of wood right now, correct? You would hit the gate and go nowhere. So you need to make sure that you have that gate, the round part, coming at the part where the wood is coming into it. Okay? That makes sense?
Okay. Yes.
So this piece is in the wrong place, or it would simply have to be, if you switch directions on it, then the wood would be going off to the other side. Because you might have it where you have the wood going both directions. Maybe you want wood on one side of the conveyor and wood on the other side of the conveyor, which you can do. Okay?
I've never bought any of the sorting conveyors ever.
Right. Most people don't, but they actually help. And so that's what it is. You just need to make sure that you have them setting the right way. So I'm going to take this one out and I'm going to put a plain one in. Just a regular straight conveyor. For some reason, I'm having trouble here getting this to go in. Whoops, I have it backwards. Okay, and I need to get one more straight. Oh, you know what? I forgot to whitelist you. Let me whitelist you. I am so much that I don't whitelist people that I always forget when I am working with somebody to whitelist them. Because you know right there it says whitelisted players can steal from you, but that's okay. So I need to get one more.
Are you paranoid?
What?
Are you paranoid about getting something like griefed?
No, I just like to make sure that people understand that, when you open that up, it does make it.
Yeah.
People can steal from you because people don't realize that. And I have so many kids and adults and people that get so upset because they've lost things. And if you whitelist people, you're opening it up to that. So if you notice then, it takes two straights or tilted, whatever, to take the place of one of the conveyor left or rights. So now if you can see this, when the wood comes along, you've got the circle here, right there, and you've got the other one there. So now it's going to go together, right? Okay. So we have the wood ready to go here, correct? This is where we want the wood to start sorting, whatever color we're going to sort. First thing we need is the wood detector. Wood detector is this one right here. And we put it has a mark on it. What we want to do is we want to put it so that there's enough time for it to register the wood, to see the wood, and then open it. I'm going to start with this one over here because this one's will be the straight one that we don't have to do any of the delay on it. So the wood's coming the way you're walking, right? That's the way the wood's coming. So you want to have it on the side that the wood is coming from. You want it, so in other words, the wood's coming here. So you want to have it on here before you get to the sorting part, correct? Yes, that's the other part is we do have to make it fit. Yeah. Yes.
I already put one. And this laser detects, let's say I'm the zombie wood, and this goes to close this one and falls right in the zombie wood box, right?
That's right.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Right now it's pretty much above the conveyor, right? There's space between it and the conveyor. Do you see that?
Yes.
Okay. It's better if you can get it down as close as possible to the conveyor. So what I usually try and do is set it. See, the wood was in the way, so let's see. Here we go. We'll take the green part out of the way, and you want it to be down as far as it'll go, but without covering up the white part. So now, do you see how this one right now, the white where the light comes out, the detector portion of it is right above. Let me get close onto it, and you can look close yourself. But right here where I'm pointing, and then you look yourself because you can, because you're in the game with me. You see how this hole right here is where the detector portion comes out. You want it to be right above that, the conveyor side, so it will see the wood coming through. Let's use the koa. Okay?
Okay.
Let's put some koa in this one. There. And then let's put a piece of koa up here. Now, it didn't do anything, right?
Because it's not connected, right?
Yes, because we don't have any type of power to it or anything, right? So, gotta add some power. So let's take that koa wood off of here. And there. So now we have to use the wire. Your regular wire. Plain old regular wire. And we have to...
Unless you want to make it colorful with LED lights.
That's true. You can use the neon lights. You're right. So then what we have to do is connect the power. This right here, we need to connect to the other side. But do you remember the other things we bought? We bought the sustain, right? Because we want that to stay open longer. So let's... Yeah. So, and the sustain is the same thing. You have the arrow. So we want to connect it so that it is heading, eventually it's going to head towards the other part, the gate part. I'm going to call it the gate, just because I think that's a little easier to understand. If you put them in the right direction, you can connect the logic like this, where it connects directly to it without any wires.
I never knew that. That's very useful.
Yes, it is. I really like that. Yes. Now, the wire. Okay. Why am I blanking? I suddenly blanked on where the inverter goes because I did that and I thought that looked really cool to have it do this. Okay, I'm so glad you put that up there. Do you see that this blue dot changed on this side of the sustain?
Yes.
When you did that? Let's do it again so that everybody else can see that. So we'll let the wood go through. Oops.
I'm gonna put it on there.
Thank you. That's helpful. Okay. So when the wood goes through, the power goes from this one to here to the sustain. And at the front of the sustain, see how it stays blue for the longest time? You want to have that turned up as high as it'll go to give yourself the longest amount of time for it to be. The signal to be sustained. So you click on the hourglass until that white thing goes all the way to the top. Like that. And now that power is going to stay longer. Okay?
Okay.
Now I had a wire over here. The wire we're going to connect from this portion here on this end of it, because remember that turned blue. And then I don't have any type of platform here, so we're just going to go straight across on the ground and then up to the wire, up to the point where I guess doing this part made it a little bit more challenging when I had having the, what do you call it? That model there kind of got in my way, I guess, but it's okay. We'll make it work. Okay. So I'm going to take a cross on the ground and then up to the conveyor, wherever it stays at green. You always want you have to keep the wire green. You might have to use more than one wire on this. Okay, I'm going to get another wire just to make sure it connects. And we have wires over in one of the trucks over here. There we go. And then what we'll do is we'll connect this wire to the other wire and then up to the little lever that we always use, the yellow lever that's up on the conveyor right at the gate. Okay, and then I put it onto the conveyor itself just to make sure it's connected, and it makes it a little bit easier. And then over to the switch. Okay. And there it goes.
Wow.
Pretty cool, huh?
It's very cool.
Now, I want you to do over here on this one, but there's a little bit trickierness on this one because we have a curve right before it. So if you think about it, if you have it right next to it, it's not going to have much time to see the wood. So you have to put the converter, the wood detector, over here on this side. I mean, it doesn't have to be on this side of the gate. It could be over here on this side, but you have to put it before the curve. Okay?
Understood. Okay.
So you get the wood detector from here. Just grab this one right here.
Okay.
Okay? And
so I put it wherever before the curve.
correct. And eventually you're going to be hooking it on this side, so you might even want to put it over here. On that edge. And try and get it down as low as possible like the other one was.
Okay.
I keep getting lost in my own.
Is this good?
I'm looking. Yeah, it looks great. Very good. Very good.
Okay.
See, even from the
Now-
side over here, you can see that it's right above the gray of the conveyor, right?
Yes. Now it's time for the sustain.
And actually, what you want to do, because you're wanting this to be take a little longer this time, okay? So what you want to do is put the delay in first. Okay?
Oh, the delay. Okay,
Yes.
yeah. So it way slower.
Yes, it will make it wait to start the signal. The signal, what you're going to do is you can connect the delay directly to the wood detector, just like I did the sustain on the other side, if you want to. Yes, and you have it going the correct way. Okay, and now this is the delay. So you see how there's all these, see what I meant by that there's different pieces on the delay? It's not continuous. There's like little pieces. When you do this, you can say how long you need it to be delayed by pressing the hourglass. And when we let the first wood go through, that's when we'll know how long to put the delay through. All right?
Okay, so
Now
what would
add
you
the
think?
sustain.
Oh. Sustain. Okay.
And since we're able to, let's just connect it exactly like we just did. Connect it directly to it. I actually think it looks a lot neater to do it with them directly connected instead of using the wires in between. But if you can't directly connect it because you don't have the room, you can use wires in between each of these pieces. You don't have to connect them directly. Now, push the hourglass and make the white button go all the way to the top. So you have the signal lasting as long as possible. Alrighty. Great. Now, before we put in the signal or anything else. Let's decide what wood we're putting in here. Do you want to just do, I have a little piece of the elm here. Do you want to use this one and put it in just for demonstration
Testing?
purposes? Yes.
Yes, sure.
And you kind of sometimes have to work a little bit to get them in. And it doesn't have to be a giant piece, and it can hang out above too. Okay, so hopefully we have the power going in it. Now we need a piece of that wood to go through. And let's see what happens. Okay, you see how the blue is filling up here? That delayed, and then it's here, and now it's sustaining, but we didn't connect it to the gate yet, right? But we do see that our power goes the correct way, right?
Yeah, at least we know it works to this point.
Correct. And I always like to make sure that this part works before connecting it to the gate. Now all we need is a wire. One wire to connect the sustain to the lever. So if you want to do that. Excellent.
Okay. So I go from this little thing.
Yes, the
and
little
connect-
dot here. Yes.
And connect it all the way to
This part right here, that knob right above my head.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Wait, I think I know where it is. Is this orange one?
Yes, the orange knob right here that you turn, you turn.
Got it.
Yes, exactly perfect. Very perfect. Now, let's let the wood go through and see if it works. Okay, remember the signal will be delayed. Now it's on and the gate opened. Okay.
Yay.
Now, did you see how the wood was about where you are there? It could have waited a little bit longer. So if you want it to wait longer, you make the delay higher, and that will delay it longer. If it's too long, you lower it, and it will delay it less time.
Let's try again.
Please do.
Because I made it a bit higher.
Yes.
The delay. I mean.
And there you go. Pretty cool.
Yes. Okay,
Right?
it works.
Now, let's check this out. Let's put this green piece here. Okay? And you'll see, it's not going to let the green do anything. The green won't see.
Yeah. Because it's detecting this wood. That's
Only,
put in.
yes. And now this one over here, it's not green, right?
Hmm?
It didn't do anything. Pretty cool, huh?
Now I have a quick theory. Like, what would happen if we put two different woods at the same time?
If they're too close together, the one that matches it will open it. The one that does not will not open it if they're too close together. But if they're, even if you had those two, that one, it's not going to set off the first signal.
What happened? Oh.
That was the one foulest problem with when you have two different colors too close together, is that we have the delay on the first one and not on the second one. So when the delay went around the corner, it got the koa, it got caught in the elm one. That is the one problem when you have things going around corners. It's a little trickier. If you can keep things on the straight, you don't have to do the delay, and it works much better. But I wanted to show how you can do it around a corner if you have to.
So the suggestion is try putting only one color at a time.
That can help, yes, or keeping them a little bit farther apart.
Got it.
Okay? Good. Those are the basics of Wood Sorting 101. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. Next time we were going to go on to Wood Sorting 102 with some other ways that you can use things that are only in WoodRUs. I'll be giving you a tour of my very first wood sorter that I ever made, and it's from my first base. I don't bring it out very often, but I'm only going to show you the wood sorter. The rest of it I'll show you when we get to 1,000. As I always say, Hearts out. My heart goes out to each one of you.